Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Once again, class 8. I had started with lesson number 3 in chemistry, and I had taken the first session of elements, compounds and mixtures. Let's quickly revise. I had told you what matter is. Matter is anything that occupies space and has mass, and I have already explained that it can exist in 3 forms. So we can divide this three matter into pure substances and impure substances or mixtures, and pure substances include elements and compounds, and elements can further be subdivided into 4 broad categories, that is metals, non-metals, metalloids and noble gases. I have told about them. What pure substances are, that the substances that contain same kind of particle, atoms or molecules are called pure substances. I have told about the chemical composition and the definite physical and chemical properties. Then what is an element? It is made up of only one kind of atom that cannot be split up into simpler compounds by any physical or chemical means. This I have told you, and an atom is the smallest unit of the element. I also explained about the classification of elements into metals, metalloids, non-metals and noble gases, and I have given a comparison chart that is the table 3.1, the comparison between the general properties of metals and non-metals. Then metalloids, there are certain substances which show some properties of metals and some of non-metals, are called metalloids. This I had explained with certain examples. The noble gases, the gaseous elements that do not react chemically with other elements, are called noble gases. 6 noble gases I have already told you about them. Then what are compounds? Told a compound is a pure substance made up of 2 or more elements chemically combined in a fixed proportion by mass. Then what is a molecule? It is the smallest unit of a compound that exhibits all the properties of the compound and has an independent existence. So this you can see how atoms of different elements, hydrogen, oxygen, magnesium or be it any other element, are individual entities, and they combine together to form molecules, and these molecules in combination to form a compound have absolutely different characteristics as compared to those of individual atoms of those particular elements. For example, in this case you can see hydrogen and you can see oxygen, right? So you can see them, and this is the compound which is called water. This is the molecule of water. Now let's discuss the exercise that is present over here. Tick the correct option. The substances that contain same kind of particles, atoms or molecules are called pure substances, elements or impure substances. What is the answer? It is the elements. Which of the following is not a property of pure substances? They have definite physical properties, they have definite chemical properties, they have uniform composition, they do not have definite chemical composition. I hope you can easily take out the answer, that is D. They do not have definite chemical composition. On the basis of properties, elements are classified into metals and non-metals, metalloids and noble gases, metalloids and non-metals, or both A and B. Of course I guess you all know the answer, that is both A and B. Which of the following is not a property of metals? They are malleable, they are soft, they are good conductors of electricity, and they are sonorous. It is B, they are soft. Only the exceptions of soft metals are sodium and potassium, which are so soft that they can be cut with a knife. Otherwise all the metals are hard. Which of the following is not a property of non-metals? They have low density, they have high tensile strength, they are non-ductile, and they are non-lustrous. It is B. They have high tensile strength. This is the property of a metal, not a non-metal. Which of the following is not a property of compounds? They have fixed chemical composition, they have fixed melting and boiling point, their constituent elements are separated by physical methods, energy is either absorbed or evolved during their formation. The answer is C, that is, the constituent elements are separated by physical method. This cannot be done. The constituent elements cannot be separated by any physical means. Which of the following is not a compound? Water, carbon dioxide, carbon and nitrogen dioxide. It is C, carbon. Now I hope that you will be able to fill in the blanks also. That is, the elements and compounds are pure or impure substances. They are pure substances. The pure substances that are made up of only one kind of atom that cannot be split into two or more simple substances by any physical or chemical method are called elements or compounds. These two you will do on your own and revise the chapter. Then moving on to the mixtures. What are mixtures? As the term itself implies that substances are mixed together in any proportion. For instance, you are mixing up water with oil, any oil, be it the petrol or be it the normal mustard oil that we are using in cooking, becomes a mixture. So they that do not react together, and there is no chemical change that is going on when they are mixed together. That is, each and every component that is being mixed. For instance, we are taking water and turpentine oil. They retain the individual properties. They are called mixtures. The substances that are mixed to form mixtures are called components of a mixture. For example, we mix sugar, salt and lemon juice, and then lemonade is an example of a mixture. Then again, similar examples are mixing sugar in water, or sand and salt, sand and sugar, then mixing sulfur with iron filings, or there are so many types of mixture we can form. So what are the properties? The components of a mixture present in any proportion, right? They are present in. So the components of a mixture are present in any proportion. For instance, you take the example of a mixture containing water and sugar, that a solution is formed, or you can take a mixture that contains sand and sugar. Then it is there is no specific proportion in which they have to be taken. It will become a mixture if you're mixing 1 tablespoon of sugar and a handful of sand or anything. It is according to a person's choice. That they do not show specific properties. When they are mixed together, there are no specific properties there, so you can easily make out in particular certain mixtures that what are the ingredients, and certain you cannot, but you can separate them by certain methods of separation, that is by simple physical methods. The components of a mixture can be separated by simple physical methods because they do not combine chemically, and generally energy is neither released nor absorbed during the formation of a mixture. What are the types of mixtures? So on the basis of the composition, mixtures can be classified as homogeneous and heterogeneous. So what does the term homogeneous means? That is, it is having a uniform composition in which the components are mixed uniformly in a way that they cannot be seen separately is called a homogeneous mixture. For example, when we mix salt and sugar, or salt and water, or sugar and water, and you cannot make out where the sugar crystals have gone or where the salt particles have gone. That is a homogeneous mixture. Whether you are taking a spoonful of the solution and tasting it, it will have the same taste if you compare it to the spoon that you have taken out from the bottom of the vessel in which it is kept. Other examples are salt and water, milk, ink, air, honey, tap water, brass and bronze. Then heterogeneous mixture, that is, the heterogeneous means there is no uniform composition, they are not mixed uniformly and can be seen separately. It is called a heterogeneous mixture. For example, we can identify the stone pieces or any other particle that is present in the pulses or in the you can say in rice or any other cereal, or they can be dust in any substance that is kept, whether it is sugar or salt, anything extra that has been mixed to it. Or you can even identify iron filings and sulfur powder, sand and sawdust, sand and salt, water and oil, chalk and water. You can easily identify the various ingredients that are present. Then on the basis of state, mixture can be classified as type, or you can see this table, types of mixtures on the basis of physical state of component, that is solid and solid, solid and liquid, or liquid and solid, liquid and liquid, the liquid and gas, various types. You can see this table that is given, right, and you have to learn them. For instance, solid and solid, it is a heterogeneous mixture. Example is sand and sugar, sand and salt. Is it clear? Homogeneous is brass and bronze. Brass and bronze both are alloys, and alloys are mixtures of metals. You cannot make out, you must have seen so many articles which are made of brass, bronze. You cannot identify which metals have been mixed together. Solid and liquid, it is a heterogeneous mixture is sand and water, charcoal and water. Then homogeneous is sugar and water, salt and water. Like this only you have to go through this table. Then liquid and solid, heterogeneous is water in sponge or moisture in soil. Then liquid and liquid, heterogeneous and homogeneous examples are given. Homogeneous alcohol and water, lemon juice and water. Heterogeneous is oil and water. Liquid and gas, again heterogeneous, homogeneous both. Heterogeneous mist, that contains droplets of water and air, that gets deposited on the glass when you are driving in the cold weather, driving the cars or even the bikes also, on the mirror it gets deposited, that is mist. Homogeneous is moisture in air, that is an example. Homogeneous liquid and gas mixture. Then gas and solid, homogeneous only, that is ice cream, tiny bubbles of air mixed with solid milk. Then gas and liquid, homogeneous example is cold drinks and oxygen in water. Is that clear? Cold drinks are aerated drinks, generally compressed carbon dioxide is present. Carbon dioxide under is these become aerated just because of the presence of carbon dioxide. Then gas and gas, homogeneous example air, liquefied petroleum gas, that is the domestic gas that you are using for cooking. Then the natural gas. Is it clear? Then we have the differences between a mixture and a compound. What are the various differences between the mixtures and the compound? Nature of substances is that mixture is an impure substance. It can both be heterogeneous or homogeneous. The examples I have already mentioned. And compound is a pure substance, it is always homogeneous. Then how is it formed? The formation. The mixture is made up of two or more substances which are mixed physically. Example I have told you, mixing salt and water or sand and water, it has been done physically. A compound is made up of two or more elements chemically combined, which have been combined together through chemical reactions. Composition. The composition of a mixture is variable. The components are not present in any fixed proportion by mass. Then while of a compound, the chemical composition is fixed and the constituents are always present in a fixed proportion by mass. I have already told you the example. Hydrogen and oxygen will always be present in the ratio 2:1 in water. Then for calcium carbonate, they will always be calcium carbonate, that is calcium 1, carbon 1 and oxygen 3 atoms. So they are present in a fixed proportion by mass. What are the properties? A mixture shows the properties of its components and a compound shows entirely different properties from those of its constituent. Example, I have told you carbon dioxide gas, if you take it, is a colorless, odorless gas, right? And if you take up the ingredients, the combining elements, that is carbon and oxygen, they are entirely different. They have entirely different properties. Separation of components, that is how can they be separated? Mixture can be separated by physical methods, which you will learn later in this chapters: distillation, filtration, evaporation and so on. While the compounds cannot be separated into the constituent by simple physical methods, they can be separated by chemical methods only. Then change in energy, generally in the formation or preparation of a mixture, energy is neither released nor absorbed, while in the case of the compound, energy is either released or absorbed in the formation of a compound, right? Next we will study about the separation of mixtures. How can we separate these mixtures? So most of the substances exist in the form of mixtures, but sometimes we need a single component from these mixtures. So at times the components of the mixture individually are of use to us and we need to separate them out. So this can be done or this is necessary to get pure and useful substances. That is what I have told you, that when we use them for our own purpose, that is for manufacturing of medicines or preparing chemicals or performing various experiments and to maintain good health. Then remove undesirable and harmful substances. For instance, if we before cooking we have to sieve the flour that we are using for cooking chapatis, or even we have to clear the cereals, that we pulses or rice, that we have to see whether it is free from any other impurities. Okay, so the method used to separate the components of a mixture depends on the following, that is what is the physical state of the component of the mixture, then the difference in the physical properties of the components of the mixture. This all we have to consider before carrying out any separation technique. So we have to consider the following physical properties of the component before using any method of separation. For example, density and solubility, melting and boiling points, volatile nature, sublime nature. Volatile, whether they can be converted into vapors or not. Sublime nature, whether they exhibit the property of sublimation when they are heated. Magnetic nature, whether they are magnetic or non-magnetic. Then only we have to choose the particular technique. So all of you, please revise the chapter and try completing the exercise that is given in the book, which I had told in the last lecture also. Do it in the book itself. Or those students who don't have the book, please try to buy the book now, because the shops are mostly open, or then also they cannot arrange. Then please do this in the rough. Please revise your chapter as much I have covered today and complete the exercise. Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.